Welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Televiziya. I'm Gülər Hətamova. President İlham received OSCE Chair-in-Office Minister for Foreign and European Affairs and Trade of Malta, Jan Borg, and his accompanying delegation.
OSCE Chair-in-Office Ian Borg recalled the meeting and discussions held on the sidelines of this year's Munich Security Conference with the President of Azerbaijan, saying that his visit has a regional character. He mentioned that Malta supports the normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia, as well as the negotiation process on a peace treaty. President Ilham emphasized that it was Azerbaijan that initiated the peace process between Azerbaijan and Armenia and its fundamental principles forming the basis of this process, and that the text of the peace agreement was prepared by Azerbaijan and presented for discussion. The Azerbaijani president noted that the negotiation process is currently underway between Azerbaijan and Armenia to advance the peace agenda. The other side noted that although the consequences of Armenia's military aggression against Azerbaijan and the occupation of its lands has been on the agenda of the OSCE since its inception, neither this organization nor the OSCE Minsk Group co-chairmanship mechanism had done anything to eliminate the consequences of the conflict, liberate Azerbaijani territories from occupation, and ensure the return of internally displaced persons. During this year, the negotiation process conducted by the co-chairs of the OSCE Minsk Group contributed to perpetuating the occupation of Azerbaijani territories. President Ilham emphasized that Azerbaijan, through its own determination and strengths, has brought an end to the occupation, ensuring territorial integrity and sovereignty in accordance with international law and the UN Charter. Noting that the Armenia-Azerbaijan conflict is now a thing of the past, the head of state proposed the dissolution of the OSCE Minsk Group and all associated institutions. The Azerbaijani leader pointed out that Azerbaijan had raised this issue and there appears to be no reason for Armenia to oppose it. During the meeting, discussions revolved around transportation connectivity matters within the OSCE framework. Ian Borg noted that his country backs the concept of small island developing states and advocates for the enhancement of their relations with the European Union. Considering Azerbaijan's COP29 presidency, he expressed readiness for cooperation with Azerbaijan in this regard as well. President Ilham Aliyev stressed that the concerns of small island developing states will be one of priorities of the Azerbaijan's presidency of COP29. Highlighting the visit of Patricia Scotland, Secretary General of the Commonwealth, to Azerbaijan, the head of state touched upon the cooperation between the small island developing states affiliated with this organization and similar other countries, addressing existential challenges faced by them within the COP framework and conducting various events. President Ilham Aliyev underlined that Azerbaijan is interested in cooperation with Malta in this regard.
President Ilham Aliyev received a delegation led by Shen Yuyu, Vice Chairperson of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, Chairperson of the Good Neighborliness, Friendship and Cooperation Commission of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Praising the successful development of bilateral relations between Azerbaijan and China, the head of state noted that these ties are based on principles of friendship, mutual understanding and support. Fondly recalling his meetings with Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, President Ilham Aliyev described these meetings as demonstration of friendly relations and expressed eagerness for their next meeting. The other state mentioned real opportunities to elevate bilateral relations to a higher level and noted that the two countries are already cooperating very closely across various areas. The president highlighted the recent increase in reciprocal official visits between Azerbaijan and China at different levels, which serves to strengthen bilateral bonds. Praising growth in the economic, trade and transportation sectors, President Ilham Aliyev expressed satisfaction with the increased mutual trade between the peoples. The head of state expressed confidence that Shen UAE's visit to Azerbaijan would be productive, contribute to strengthening friendly relations and provide a good opportunity to discuss prospects for cooperation. Expressing gratitude for the reception and kind words, Shen UAE said, "You have been a friend of Xi Jinping, President of the People's Republic of China, and the Chinese people for many years. First of all, I would like to convey the greetings and best wishes of the President of the People's Republic of China to you. In recent years, under your resolute and wise leadership, the Azerbaijani people have demonstrated unity and progressed along the path of development. Your country has witnessed sustainable stability and rapid economic development, and Azerbaijan's strength has significantly increased." Shen UAE emphasized that China supports the Azerbaijani people's choice regarding their development path and Azerbaijan's active international interaction on South-South cooperation to tackle global climate change. She noted that Azerbaijan's influence in the world is constantly increasing, which makes China happy as the country's close friend and reliable partner. Touching on the presidential election held in Azerbaijan, Shen UAE emphasized the head of state's resounding victory in this election. She extended her congratulations, described it as a testament to strong support for President Ilham Aliyev's policy by the Azerbaijani people. Shen Yueyi wished the Azerbaijani people, whom the Chinese people consider close, new successes on the development path. Noting that Xi Jinping and the President of Azerbaijan have outlined plans for future development of bilateral relations between the two countries, she expressed confidence that with the strategic leadership of the two heads of state, China-Azerbaijan relations will enter a new stage and contribute to the prosperity of both countries' peoples. The head of state expressed gratitude for the greetings, congratulations and kind words from the President of the People's Republic of China and asked Shen Yueyi to communicate his greetings to President Xi Jinping, as well as President Ilham Aliyev emphasized Azerbaijan's consistent support for China's territorial integrity and its One China policy. A statement from the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Azerbaijan reiterated this support and condemned the elections held in Taiwan. The head of state also highlighted the prevalence of trends supporting separatism and policies based on double standards globally. Shen Yueyi emphasized that the People's Republic of China has always supported Azerbaijan's territorial integrity, sovereignty and independence. She expressed gratitude to Azerbaijan for its support of the One China policy. President Ilham Aliyev stressed that Azerbaijan's policies are driven by its national interests. He noted that Azerbaijan as a friend and partner is happy with China's, in particular Chinese economy's achievements under the leadership of Xi Jinping. The head of state emphasized China's significance in the global economy and its role in global economic development. Shen Yueyi congratulated Azerbaijan on hosting COP29 and touched on the cooperation issues within this framework. The head of state noted that Azerbaijan is part of the Global South and defends the interests of these countries within the non-aligned movement framework. Furthermore, President Ilham Aliyev underlined that Azerbaijan would spare no effort to represent the interests of Global South countries within the COP29 framework. The head of state pointed out that Azerbaijan is ready to cooperate with the People's Republic of China within the COP29 framework, and Azerbaijan's COP29 delegation visited China for discussions. During the meeting, satisfaction was expressed with the development of relations between the ruling parties, the New Azerbaijan Party and the Communist Party of China. Members of the Chinese delegation highlighted the projects implemented by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation in various countries around the world and underlined that the cooperation with Chinese respective organizations within people-to-people diplomacy contributes to the development of relations between the two countries. President Ilham Aliyev touched upon cooperation between the ruling parties, highlighting the importance of cultural humanitarian events facilitated by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation and China's various organizations on the basis of the people-to-people diplomacy. During the discussion, the sides noted Chinese companies' great interest in cooperation with Azerbaijan in the renewable energy sector. Discussions also revolved around production of electric buses, electric cars and renewable energy facilities, and the Chinese companies' investments in this sector. The sides hailed the development of cooperation between Azerbaijan and China across various sectors, including political, economic, investment, transportation, green energy and people-to-people diplomacy, which propelled China-Azerbaijan relations to qualitatively new level. Discussions included mutual support, the One Belt, One Road initiative, the development of the Middle Corridor, and other mutually beneficial issues.
Visiting delegation led by Shen Yueyi, Vice Chairperson of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, paid tribute to the grave of the national leader Heydar Aliyev in Dalivona. Guests and honor the memory of our heroic sons and daughters who sacrificed their lives for the territorial integrity and sovereignty of motherland in Daliv Martis. When Azerbaijan faced the occupation and effective violation of international law, the OSCE did not take any successful steps. The Minsk group, which has been operational for 30 years, has not brought any benefit to the resolution of the Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict. There is no need for these institutions with an expired mandate and less functional capacity. This was stated by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ceyhun Bayramov, during the briefing with the OSCE chair in office, Yemburg. The guest indicated that the OSCE is looking forward to the signing of the peace treaty between Azerbaijan and Armenia. In the beginning of 19th, when Azerbaijan was faced with injustice and breaching of international law, one of the main institutions we turned to was the OSCE. Unfortunately, we did not see the unilateral approach of all the member states to this issue. Ceyhun Bayramov, Minister of Foreign Affairs, stated during the joint press conference with the OSCE Chair in Office Minister of Foreign and European Affairs and Trade of Malta, Jan Borg. The foreign minister said that the main responsibility for these and other issues lies with the leading state. However,
onların bu işlərə bilərəkdən və yaxud da ki, məqsədli şəkildə bir o qədər...
The fact that they intentionally and purposefully do not pay attention to certain issues and in many cases coming of their own interests resort to double standards, of course instill hopes in others. This is like a domino effect and we become the witnesses of very negative tendencies. Disrespect to international law, to international universal institutions, from the consequences of which everybody suffers.
Universal təsisatlara hörmətin azalmasının şahidi oluruq.
The OSCE Chair in Office in his turn expressed his stance on the implementation of the peacekeeping function in the Armenian-Azerbaijani relations both during the conflict and post-conflict period.
Looking back to the past will not bring any positive outcome because I received very positive news from the ministers of both countries. I would like to encourage them to continue in the same spirit. We're looking forward to the signing of the Comprehensive Sustainable Peace Agreement. We'll listen to both sides, but we undoubtedly must accept new realities. When we make these decisions during our chairmanship, we will consider what was before us. We will adapt those decisions which are fair.
Ceyhun Bayramov also dwelt on the meeting with the Armenian Foreign Minister Ararat Mirzoyan in Almaty.
Ola bilsin ki, delimitasiya olunan dövlət sərhədinin
Perhaps this is part of the state border which underwent delimitation and this is more than 10 kilometers. This is of course a small part of the general state border. However, the main question is stemming from the precedent. The resolution of such a serious issue around the negotiations table was achieved through political and diplomatic way and direct negotiations between the two states for the first time in more than 30 years.
Calling the results of the Almaty meeting historical, Ceyhun Bayramov said it was a signal for achieving more serious results. Prior to the briefing, Ceyhun Bayramov discussed with the guest Azerbaijan-Malta cooperation, priorities of Malta within the framework of the OSCE chairmanship, Azerbaijan-OSCE relations, COP29 to be held in Azerbaijan, as well as the current situation in the region. During the meeting, the parties concluded that there are prospects for bilateral cooperation in the fields of energy and tourism. You can get in touch with us via our WhatsApp and Telegram accounts at 051-511-1956, through which you can report events you encounter as well as share your suggestions and comments. That was all for today. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.